This is the Digital Trust Podcast. In every episode, we strive to bring support to those of you who serve on the front lines and in the trenches of data and technology. We endeavor to bring understanding to the under-resourced and underappreciated, help remove your stress, and provide relief to your pain. Welcome to the Digital Trust Podcast. Sit down with us as we give you hard-hitting advisory conversations to help you build digital trust with your stakeholders and clients, and actionable takeaways to help you become a digitally trustworthy organization.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Digital Trust Podcast. My name is Christian. I am your host today, and we have with us, all the way from the Boston area in Massachusetts, Gabriel Friedlander. He is the CEO and founder of Wizer Awareness Training. Gabriel, awesome to have you on the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Beautiful. Well, we have a series coming up here, and what I'd like to get into to start things off with is your philosophy and your approach to cybersecurity awareness training. I know you have these 1-minute videos going on, very engaging content, very user-friendly, and a lot of user adoption out there, if you will. So tell us what your approach is and why you chose that approach.
Cool. So I'm going to use this answer to also introduce myself, because I think that will sort of give you the reason for my approach to security awareness. So
Perfect.
Prior to Wizer, I had a different company called Observe, and we used to do insider threats. So I've been doing that for about 12 years. I've sold that company to Proofpoint, and after that, I became a stay-at-home dad. And I had a lot of time on my hand, and I started preaching to my kids everything about cybersecurity. And what I realized was that for about 12 years that I was talking to companies about the importance of cybersecurity and insider threats and all of that, I had 3 insider threats at home. They were doing everything wrong under the sun. Not only that, the school was also in on it. They were given a single password from school, the simplest password you can think of, their name and their class name or something like that, so they won't forget. And they were asked to use it across everything they use, because the school obviously didn't want to, deal with kids that forgot their password, and that's a lot of work for them. So my kids, and probably many others, carried that same habit at home. So they were basically using sort of the same password across everything else. And I was like, gosh, and forget about even, like 2-factor authentication. So with that in mind, I was, okay, we need to change this. This is more than just at home. This is happening at school. And we reached out to content creators online just for the, fun of it at the beginning. I wasn't thinking about a business. And we were creating fun content about security awareness, that, like the importance of not reusing passwords and stuff like that. And we shared it on TikTok, on Instagram, on YouTube, and other places, and it blew up. It really became very attention grabbing, something that people wanted to watch. And that was an eye opener for me, because I remember what security awareness is. Security awareness is perceived as a chore. Nobody wants to do that. But on social media, the videos we're sharing, people are actually opting in to watch, and they're sharing it with their friends and family and saying thank you. And I was, okay, there is something here. We need to change sort of the industry from within, but use the DNA of social media, of short form videos, emotional hooks, engaging videos, and bring that into the workforce. So that's sort of what we did. And Wizer really blew up like that. We became, I think, one of the fastest growing security awareness vendor out there. And that's the DNA of the company. Like, we want to make things that are not only engaging, but also videos and content that people will see personal benefit. Because the way you behave at home is eventually the way you're going to behave at work. So if you don't care about passwords at home, or if you don't care about passwords at school, you won't care about passwords at home or at work. So if you want to change behavior, if you want to make people think about it, you really have to show them the personal benefit. So this is the DNA: short, what's in it for me, to the point, without overwhelming people with too much information and keeping it short.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate you including the story, and I should have asked you about your backstory first, but thank you for splicing those together. And now I'm going to splice a little something into the next one, because you're talking about cybersecurity at home and not just in the traditional big corporate sense, right? Which obviously it's critical because those organizations are quite heavily targeted. But I think cybersecurity is also for the home and for the community as well, right? Talking about schools and, so can you maybe talk about what you're doing in terms of having a community focus, including the free version that you have, which is how we got to know you a number of years ago?
So again, when we started, we posted it online. So the community was just like people that started to follow us, right? So that's how it sort of started. But we wanted to bring that to the business. And what we did is we started with creating a free version because, again, I wasn't planning on building back then a profitable company. It was just, we have to make a change. So it started with a free version, which really blew up. And around that free community version, a lot of companies started to show up and they really appreciated it. And around that, we started to create meetups and groups and engaging live. I'm not talking about just, posting something and leaving a comment. I'm talking about, we have weekly meetups around social media managers where they get to share stuff. We have, for developers, we have CTF platforms, and this is going 4 years later, but we're always very, very strong in communities. We also do a lot in schools. So we go and out of our own time, we go and we basically volunteer as part of community services, because we really believe that just saying we want to change the world is not enough. We have to go out and do it. It's not only about the money. The money will come second. You really want to make an impact. And my message to companies and organizations is that your employees are people that have families, right? You have a unique opportunity. Every company has a unique opportunity to give their employees an amazing benefit if they just switch their mindset from compliance to actually something that will change people's lives. If you do that, then you can create a small community internally. You can have a Slack channel, a Teams channel, whatever it is. You can have people ask questions and not think about it as, okay, this is going to be overwhelming. If people start asking me stuff, I don't want that. Change the narrative. Think about how you can do better at the minimum for your employees. And when you do that, not only are you going to build a community that actually cares, without knowing it, you're going to be building an ambassador program. And without knowing it, you're going to build a security culture in your organization that you're going to benefit so much. So communities are strong, are important. People have stories. We do something called Wizer in the City. Once a while, we go to New York City or different places, and we ask just random people on the street, have you ever been hacked or stuff like that? And, tell us your story. And I would say 9 out of 10 have a story to tell. Somebody knows somebody, whether it happened to them or to their mom, dad, sister, brothers, family member.
Mainstream, someone. These days.
Yeah. People have stories. It's user-generated content. You don't have, as a security awareness manager, you don't have to just be broadcasting to your organization, preaching them. If you want to change culture, you want people to be participating in that behavior change. The best way to do that is community. So we do that with our customers. We do that with communities on LinkedIn. We do that with security awareness managers. We do that with developers. It's such a strong method of bringing people together to change culture.
Beautiful. We have very little time left, but I have 2 more questions to cram in for you,
okay.
Gabriel. I want to continue on the vein of community, but a quick sidebar. How are the IT folks liking Wizer and this approach?
So that's a great question. So the IT guys love Wizer because of the simplicity, right? However, they do have a mindset, not just them. When I say IT, I also bundle the cybersecurity guys. They're so used to like checking a box and pushing something out, pushing a patch, pushing something out, deploying things, launching, provisioning. Um, I love what we did at Wizer, right? I love the product. I love the simplicity, but I always tell them, guys, you have to put the human resources to change humans. It's not enough to send them a video and that's puff like that. It happens. You have to consider what else you're going to do. And that goes back to what I said earlier, not just have an open door where people come to you, go out, step out of your office. When you walk the floor, ask people if they need help, show them, like, be active. So that's something that I think really important that is unfortunately missing.
Well said, Gabriel. Last question on the community front. It's October is coming right up. We're approaching fast. Cybersecurity Awareness Month. What's happening for you guys at Wizer and what can we expect from you?
So we created a kit that is available on our website, actually for free, and it has content which includes videos, games, PDFs, a lot of stuff, templates ready to go for each day of the month. So it's sort of like a social media calendar, but for security awareness content for every day of the month. Every week is a different theme. So if you go there and you check it out, I think it's a great opportunity. For our managed customers, we do webinars where employees invite their kids as well, and we talk about family stuff and how to keep the family safe and all of that. And we also have a CTF for developers and cybersecurity people where we do that every quarter where they come in and they try to do a red team activity and hack some code. And by that, learning how to do secure coding.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let's land the plane there for now. Gabriel, we can continue this discussion very soon in the next episode, and we can talk about cybersecurity culture and dive right into that. Thanks for sharing your wisdom with us, and thanks to the viewers and listeners for joining us in this conversation and spending your time with us today. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us today on the Digital Trust Podcast. If you found this conversation helpful, please share it with someone you care about. And if you'd like to receive our monthly newsletter, please click the link in the description to subscribe. And to put your mind at ease, our newsletter will include episode summaries with key points and actionable takeaways, plus a heads up on the upcoming episode guests. Rest assured, it won't be a spammy sales message, and we will never sell or share your information. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will see you on the next episode.